ball of curveballs, or whether it will just curve Endpoint out of the upper bracket. It's the pistol round going live. Endpoint on the T side start as you would expect, and HEET set and ready to take the defensive line.
No, rather than just having a spotter set up, getting aggressive up towards Party, they are still keeping 1 on A, but passively in from the bathrooms. And for Endpoint, this could just be a walk contact into the stack on B.
Yeah, Kievi's carrying that bomb on his back. First man to try and enter 3 players, maybe 4 or 5 actually about to join him. The quick plays up, flashes over the Ecstasies, gets that opening kill. Lucky with a follow-up and everything. 2 casualties, 3 casualties, untraded, and everybody just drops for Endpoint. Quick rush out of Monster, and it's a pistol taken by HEET.
How can we say that that was a pretty good statement, wasn't it? First of all, you got the B stack involved, but secondly, Jay, it's the protocols that come off of the back of that. Players in all around, and rather than HEET going, okay, we're going to play it passively, we're going to hold our angles, they actually continued to re-aggress. They wanted to fight that banana control, and you could just see on that B contact, that is just a shutdown, an absolute slam coming through from HEET.
Yeah, decimation on the word go, and Endpoint, I just left to the pistols as a result. Glock's pulled out, Kevlar non-existent, as is the utility here. And already the rifle's looking to take face and try and overwhelm the Endpoint offensive line. Not really allowed much further than park control.
2 wins, 8 losses in the last 3 months for HEET on this map. Again, one of the only maps in the pool from them that not a single player in the last 3 months has got a rating above 1J. So this is a very good opportunity for HEET to come in, fresh attitude, fresh mindset, fresh start here in the conference.
Jump face from Jocko will try to look for that opening kill of this particular round. It's fresh everything when it comes to this particular rivalry. We haven't seen much between Endpoint and HEET for about a year or so. That was the last head-to-head between these 2 teams, so a lot of freshness involved in this matchup. Jocko freshening up the T side by tagging them all down, MiGHTYMAX and Kievi in particular, down to 28 and 1 respectively. But again, not a lot of defensive line, not really a lot that they can do with the lack of Kevlar and lack of weaponry. In fact, the SMG might just have more. Yeah, MiGHTYMAX caught off.
And just to give you an idea of how long ago that actually was, Jay, that was when Endpoint were Core UK, Thomas and Bessie were still on the lineup.
Very long time ago?
Yeah, very long.
Only recently being removed from that particular lineup, of course. Lucky there with the lineup himself, from triple in fact. Easy stuff as the HEET side take control of the conversion. Not much issue against those basic pistols. Maybe it would have been an issue if it was a force buy, but no bomb plant means it's not justifiable, and the rifles can come out here for round 3.
Yeah, got to think here for Endpoint, this is a real good sticking point in a round like this to kind of show off what they've got to offer. I think for Kirby, it's the obvious statement of, we're here to see him. Yeah, we're here to see Endpoint, and we want to see what success that they find. But I would say the majority of people watching Conference want to know, what is a retired pro like Kirby like coming back?
Yeah, no official experience in a very long time. How will he fare? What has he been able to do in that retirement period? What's he been able to do with the Endpoint side? Well, right now, not a lot for NertZ. Kill found on Lucky's part once again through the wallbang, straight into connector, and not even contact gained for it.
And even the aggressive play coming through for the long position just takes more map control away from the Endpoint side, allows more information to get gained from HEET. And for Endpoint, you're outside a Monster, you're in towards a short pipe at the moment, you've got a lack of util, it's really only MiGHTYMAX to follow, and Exercise and Lucky have at least got the crossfire set and stalling for further time outside of the Monster position.
Yeah, deeper smoke as well, so not really much being allowed for Endpoint. They can't creep in and flash their way forward. They've got to get in the midst of the smoke before they go forward. That might be a problem. That might send off any sort of monster take for the time being. In fact, the CTs might even push it. Kirby might have to try and counteract that. Lucky would counter util. The incendiary's down and down the crossfire. Turns attention on short. And Lucky gets another double. A quadra of frags, in fact. MiGHTYMAX left alone trying his best to get some sort of trade. That's 1 out of 4. The site might get gained. Maybe he gets a bomb plant for this. The backup's on the way from the front and back end sides. There should be no way in for him.
Nah, surely not. Players in and all around, knows that the time is low. The best that he can opt for is to take the duel and get the bomb down, get the extra money.
It's not suspicious of body though, and that might become a concern. Checking up the top end of heaven, going to go for the bomb plant, tap it again, check short, look back around at the right time, but not get the right angle of the spray. So far undefeated for HEET. Good effort from Endpoint in that clutch scenario, but wasn't to be. And
just keep in mind, Lucky is the lowest rated player on HEET on Overpass. And right now, Jay, he is farming. He is getting kills left, right, and center, multi-frags down on that B side. This could be an exciting tell to see if Lucky has a really good performance on this first map, because so far he's delivering.
Yeah, he's been the highlight man of the first 3 rounds. Might become a highlight man against the Pistols. Once again, they are back out for the Endpoint side. Upgrades in, but no much more than near half by, I'd say. Only 2 players with Kevlar, and already MiGHTYMAX comes down by Afro's AWP. NertZ does find Jocko, so that's an AK to play with. Gonna go to the hands of Kievi here. But no further than connector again. Afro's covering it off.
Yeah, what's really cool about Afro as a player as well, Jay, is that he used to be a rifler. He only transitioned into an AWP player when joining up at the core of the double pony guys that then went into HEET. And when we think about the last couple of years of riflers transitioning into AWPers at this sort of level, he's the one that always comes to mind.
He's found that first. It's careful placement outside of that here for the Endpoint side. Again, just taking connector control and falling right back for it. Back up all the way into T-Con, in fact, looking to wrap towards the B side, it seems like.
Yeah, both teams were last on LAN at the EUB RMR, but they didn't play one another, Jay. They were both there at the event. This time around, they've at least got a gauge of being able to play one another.
Like two ships passing in the wind in that particular event are now about to collide full force, head on in this matchup. And so far, it has been HEET that have come out better for it. Can Endpoint do anything with these upgrades? Slow walk into Monster, not defended this time, at least not directly by HEET. Exercise, thinking about it, heard some footsteps, sprays through, damage being done. It's Lucky with another good kill to his name. And tags up against the CT side, won't be able to do another bomb plant from here. Crucial will fall very quickly after the fact. Responsives again from Endpoint, now both players with guns in their hands, trying to isolate players like the double up the Kiev he just got. 2 to his name, a one-on-one against Afro.
Knows the information of where it could be played out. Put the incendiary down towards that mod's position, tap the bomb, draw the fire out to the open. Kirby's just playing time. He's playing a passive.
Incendiary sent down. Thinks he might be rotating towards the short control. Sitting back outside of Monster. Stick of the defuse. Kit in. Kirby's not moving fast enough. This is around a 4th one for HEET. Kirby's so close to holding it together, and what a play it would have been to win that clutch and bring Endpoint into the game, and a hell of a debut play, I guess, for this guy.
Yeah, definitely. Very good impact in a round like that. It just wasn't quite enough. And I think for HEET, what they did very well there and what they capitalized on was that they were just giving a lot of respect up. Rather than Exercise getting aggressive for the barrels or maybe playing behind the pillar position, it felt as if they were kind of backing off. They wanted to open up that bomb side to allow Endpoint for the taking, get those trades back and forth. They maybe wouldn't have been too happy with how they finally dealt with Kirby, but the round gets won. That's the important factor. And now HEET taking the tactical, maybe realizing the round was too close.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't blame Endpoint for taking this kind of tactical here. Almost be necessary in my personal opinion. But they have their guns out. They must have a game plan of some sort. What would be that plan? And will it be enough to trump HEET here with the rifles on both sides? Orps in, 1 AK saved on Body's part. It's a little bit extra firepower. For the most part, standard defaults seem to set in from both the CT and T sides.
Try and see if they can put a stance down to that connector control, get Afro very aggressive. That would have been hurt. But as soon as he doesn't get that initial spot, he's got to get out of there.
Go get pop shot in case they were hot on his heels. Endpoint and look for the hunt on the kills themselves. Just contact being taken in Con and in Monster. Exercise did see MiGHTYMAX, but put that smoke up intelligently. Not going to let him get the chance to push forward.
And we saw HEET taking the long control previously, but not overextending all the way. Surreal trying to create a space, catch a timing. 1-for-1 trade coming through. Exercise continuing to hold down successfully.
Yeah, man advantage for HEET in this one. Still watching that Monster control. Smokes back and forth from both sides, in particular for CT to suppress the entries from Endpoint. Backing away from short entirely for their part.
And now for Endpoint, you've just got a lack of map control. Even trying to retake long's going to be very difficult. Body's aggressive. At least he hasn't heard a crazy amount of footsteps. The info, though, of the utilities being heard by Crucial right now around that fountain position.
It's just util info, though.
Oh, he's going, mate.
Yeah, press forward. Not going to see anything just yet, but Endpoint dive out of the way. Is this misdirection? Well, it might not be. Body sees nothing in mid. He might just call in Jocko to stack that B site. Bringing utility down towards mid, so it seems like they won't do so. So it's all left to Exercise and Afro here on the defensive. The AWP watching Monster, perfect timing on that incendiary, forcing MiGHTYMAX forward, and simultaneous kills come back, leaving Crucial alone. Fragless in this game when he'll remain that way, with a 5th to the board of HEET. Not an encouraging start so far for Endpoint. Dwayne, what are your thoughts?
Well, that round was an outclassing, without a doubt. You think about the way that Body's aggressive towards long, he then hears the util, but times it right. Doesn't get too aggressive, slows it down, and then as soon as he relays it over, you've got Jocko that's jump spotting dice, puts the HE forward, he's playing passively. That incendiary is at the pin, because the info would have been they could have gone down Con, into that short water control, and they split the offensive. MiGHTYMAX is running before the incendiary goes. The rest of the players are stuck behind it.
Yeah, tactical finally called for Endpoint here. Of course, another new addition is the coach. Oh, he's going to get left target. There we go. Something interesting to talk about there is the Danish dynamic there between coach and Kievi, of course. Maybe something we wouldn't expect him to see going forward until the addition was made. But here they stand with a moment to spare. Still limited though. A Galil in place of an AWP for Crucial.
Endpoint need a playmaker. They need an opening man advantage. That's where they've been struggling. HEET really putting their foot down. You start getting that idea that even though this isn't the strongest maps in the pool, one of the weakest maps for HEET, was that punish pick of trying to go into a weakness a mistake?
Could well have been. Surreal pressing the issue. Then playing that towards Monster, but the flash does not reach Lucky, who gets yet another pick. His 12th, his 13th, not quite his 14th though. MiGHTYMAX finally puts an end to him, but what damage he's already done to Endpoint has paid off in troves. Jocko's even looking for a little bit more here, but caught off by NertZ. Back to a 3-on-3.
Finally a punishment for an overextension, and as of right now, he don't have an A player. Boost up, drop that bomb. That's a great info play.
They don't need an A player if they're going to do that. The AWP even gets involved. NertZ shut down. And Crucial left out of the round. Nothing he can do once again. Weaker weapon and all. I love that boost sequence there from HEET. Perfect for the AK boost, and then the AWP chimes up. And Endpoint continuing to get picked apart in this game. I am starting to get concerned now, Dwight.
That's a very unorthodox play, but it had a bit of flair to it, didn't it, Jay? To be able to realize that information, to drop the bomb, to continue putting the damage forward, and then, of course, Afro, he's starting to feel it now. Very consistent with that AWP, always puts numbers up. And as of right now, this hasn't really been much of a challenge. The only round that we've looked at and got, oh yeah, that was a close attempt, was a Kirby near 1v3. Other than that, this has been HEET all over.
And even then, Kirby's 1v3 wasn't quite successful. So even that's a negative to his own mark. Oh dear. The Eagles and Tech9's coming out for the Endpoint side. Limited by the half-buy status. Of course, Max loss bonus will enable a buyback into this one. And they'll full send it into the B side. Kind of the best strategy you can pull off. And Afro does miss a crucial shot, so MiGHTYMAX can pick up the opener, dive in against the next CT player, stand on his head. Surreal there for the trade. And Body with perfect headshots on the burst. 3-on-3. The bomb has committed quite far forward, so NertZ is forced to get the kill. But there's a gap in that short smoke that Lucky will still fall towards. Kirby watching Jocko, but is not aware that he's pressed the issue just yet. A 1-on-3 for the CT player, a bit of an abnormality for the HEET side. But he's going to back away, give up the bomb site. Does he give up the round, though?
A lovely B-pop coming through from Endpoint. Util on absolute perfection. You saw those flashes just blinding so many of the site players and just not being able to multi-frag. Body with one, Exercise one as well. When you're not getting multi-kills, it's always going to be difficult. And now for Jocko, he's been heard. Kirby could walk up towards that pillar position. What a round by Endpoint. And just continuing that pace forward. I love the way that rather than just getting the bomb down straight away, they continue for fights.
I mean, to be fair, that was more of a case that the bomb committed into water, so they didn't really have much of a choice but to go for those fights. Regardless, it is a round that works. Only pistols pulled out, but if it works, it's a good round. And it's the star that Endpoint needs to get into this matchup. Now as the guns get brought down, it's going to have to be the follow-up.
And this is now obviously I guess a breathing room standpoint here for Endpoint. You got yourself into a position, you get a bit of a steal, you look at the economy state here for HEET, the reset is on, but you have to get rounds up in a row. You've really got to capitalize in a round like this.
Yeah, Lucky being limited in this one. Jocko's got an SMG as well. So HEET not in the best of stances, and that just goes to show what situations like that 1v3 attempt from Kirby was going to do to the CT economy. Down to the wire with the flashes coming forward again for Endpoint, prodding at the monster control.
Mate, we haven't seen a single A play. This has just been B take after B take after B take on such a consistent basis. And look at the way that HEET are stacking up the B side come the next rifle round.
Oh, that spray through from Exercise again, tagging up Kirby. Blind through that smoke, and they were trying to stop vision so they could stop those sprays from coming through. It's been completely useless though, flashing to take short control, baits out the AWP at least. Afro takes some damage on the wallbang, but it's still HEET on top.
And they have rotated another person of Body back up towards the A site to regroup with Jocko, but as an overall standpoint, Endpoint is still prodding their util in and around the B side, and Lucky getting aggressive with the CZ could catch off one.
Oh, pops out and gets Kirby, despite the aim punch and everything hurt him. Frag found, awkward spray, but it comes together all the same. Now Endpoint go for the hit, 30 seconds on the clock. CZ keeps firing, Exercise not known just yet. Afro provides support in the back lines, and Exercise continuing to watch for the angle. Eventually gets Surreal to drop 4-on-2. He's going in for more. AK picked up, and Max continues the aggressive play as a forward man. Bomb on his back, dropped in the open. Afro gets his double, and Crucial's off just still yet to start. 0-7 for him. As we go all the way to HEET.
And one term that I think really categorizes HEET is discipline. Have a look at that B side. Yeah, the CZ goes for an aggressive play. Lucky goes out towards a short sandbags, catches off Kirby with a flash. Everybody else, they're not over-peaking Jay. Exercise was hanging around that pillar position for such a long period of time because he's trying to get Afro set up. He's trying to get Body into a right position, and he knows if he doesn't overface, they've got the crossfire set.
Another tactical taken for the Endpoint side. Region's getting a little bit animated. Rightfully so here. It hasn't been good enough for Endpoint to start. 7-1 down. Got to work out of this position, whereas HEET just looked completely calm and composed. Wonderful start from them, a wonderful CT side. Let's get right back on track from a small hiccup that Endpoint gave them.
I think they've got to show more A presence. We haven't seen long takes. We haven't seen much towards Topicon, out to bathrooms, Banana. Haven't seen much of it. It's just been B so frequently for Endpoint, especially when it comes to the late rounds. And even for Jocko just like peering over the top of that party smoke. Kirby trying to get a more contact of the timing, at least catch off the anchor.
Still prod towards that B side though. CT is continuing to regress towards A, and Crucial's trying to bait a player in. He's going to get overly aggressive, not landing the kill shot though. Jocko takes very little damage for it. Not been a great day for him. He starts to back off, but the AWP's watching it. This is an easy kill for Afro. Shoulder bait, trying to bait in a quick shot. Now he goes for the full cross. Seen, but not dead. Afro caught and repositioning.
Yeah, just in an awkward position. Body now thinking about the response in towards Connector. NertZ just waiting for an overface and a slight extension. Now they're starting to work out Monster.
And there's Kiabi with another great kill. 2 entries on the B site. NertZ with a kill on Body as well. Jocko sees Kiabi, unable to get the spray, but Surreal drops in his place. Lineup's available, but he goes for the single player and pays for it with his life. Crucial enters the game as Afro exits the round.
And money's ruined here for HEET. Really got to try and hold on to this AWP. Hope that you don't get hunted. We could definitely see on the radar, Jay, no one even in Connector, so the chance of any of the T-side players dropping that AWP is very limited. That's an overall picture though. Kirby showing up again, couple of entries out towards that B site, very vital. And even that first one, it was just working quite aggressively, catching a slight positional advantage as Exercise moves away from that pillar position and just gets caught sleeping.
I'll go for the hunt here. Kirby can get a triple, it would be very important to them. Afro is keeping his eyes on the many entries that the T's can attack him from. Only one man really pressing the issue, and Kirby doesn't have his heart set in it. Keep the gun, as will Afro. There's that second round for Endpoint, changing up the pace. But B has been the hit all the time, and overall it's been hit and miss for Endpoint here. And when I say that, I mean 2 hits, 7 misses. Yeah. So I'm concerned about the long-term success that Endpoint are going to find with these continuous monster prods. If they can keep getting kills like that from Kirby, sure, but I imagine that HEET are going to find a way to counter that.
Well, they're getting close to the reset, and I think that's what Endpoint are really hoping for. And you even see in a round like this, it's not a complete reset, but it's not a buy. And this hero AWP has got to get something magical if they want to make anything happen.
He's got some upgrade pistols to back it up. The 3-man tower boost. Looking over into short control. Body watching with the P250. The AWP of Afro about to receive 1. That's Crucial. Again, taking part position, but not committing full forward with it.
Still a fair amount of information for Afro to work with. Try and see if he can catch off the lurker. Does he catch a timing like he did previously where he just gets caught off guard? Crucial's still hanging about.
Not for much longer, though. Falls back and re-aggresses. Afro trying to press the issue as Surreal finally catches Body off, caught off guard by that 3-man boost. Working into the rest of the B site. Afro was completely swap places with Crucial, but it might be better for him. MiGHTYMAX, oh, footsteps not heard. Now they have. Crucial knows will call it into his teammates. They'll keep their head on a swivel.
He's just stuck now. The only way that this AWP can come through is if he gets a quick flick on a MiGHTYMAX. It's going to be tough when you're being watched, though.
It would be the most important kill of the round, though. MiGHTYMAX, bomb on his back. AWP, ready to receive it. Oh my goodness. That's a 4-on-4 and 40 seconds for Endpoint to recover. The only thing Afro has to his name is the fact that he's unawares of the backstab, but even he's accounted for that now. Not moving in, and the shot connects.
Oh my goodness, Afro could be on B even more. The shot not quite coming through, but even the dig on the B side's helping out, Jay.
Oh, it's all falling apart. Endpoint, when you thought they had the ultimate play, the ultimate wraparound. Bombs on the back of Surreal, but Jocko says no. You're going to get nothing with it. Crucial alone once again. How many times has he been in 1x clutch situations? I won't know. But Afro, MVP of that round by far.
100%. But you also need to look at it from the other point of view and say, that was watched information was told. There was players outside of Monster. Why does MiGHTYMAX not have a crossfire? Why does he not have another teammate with him to back up rather than isolating an individual duel when you're the bomb carrier?
That is an adjustment. Well done, Afro. Very well done. And that wins Heat the half. Only 10 rounds deep.
Biggest steal you could have got. And when you're so desperate at 2-7 down, when you found a lack of success on T side, that is the last round you want to give away to a side like Heat.
Endpoint better be praying their CT halves are far better. Orp set in. Nades down. Tagging Crucial to 51 already. Utility placement on point for this early round. The sprays again coming in from that wood wall, dishing out some damage. Kirby to 8 points of health on a second phase. Body might even get the kill. Lucky's overwhelmed by MiGHTYMAX. That's something for Endpoint at least.
Yeah, Jocko trying to see if he could find the response. Further spam coming through. This is getting so awkward with the HP now.
Nice watching for Jocko as well. Small lead in, gun barrel scene. NertZ gets that kill. Looked like a whiff spray for a moment, but it comes together. And Endpoint slow it down once again. Got the 5-on-3. They can play to their own pace. What do Heat have up their sleeves?
The international squad's been very good at trade frags and advantages in and around connector. That has definitely been a portion of the map where Endpoint could be happy with success. And as of right now, this could just be a gamble stack on A. Try something a little bit more risky here for Heat.
I do love how they've gone for the gamble stack on A when Endpoint have not hit A. Does seem like a bit more of a survival tactic rather than a defensive stack per se. They're leaning in towards mid regardless, so maybe it could work up to their better, especially as Afro continues hitting shots, but peeks into Crucial, so he hits no more.
Now, Kirby's still walking out towards his monster position, so there could be a way in which they fake the A site and bring that bomb down in con.
Body stands alone, NertZ catching him off guard, 31 HP to defend against them all, but now the wraparound has come through. Kirby's got himself an open B bomb site, so the bomb will come down for it. Exercise, not even going to bother. Both players falling back away, thinking it might still be A-site actually, but that bomb goes down, they'll quickly realise the mistake they've made. Not like they had many options though here, Dweg.
And that's a very good mid-round call coming through from MiGHTYMAX, and obviously the information pulled over from Kirby that he's walking Monster, not seeing anything, realising the site's open. They've even left NertZ in and around Divider in the bathrooms to cut off the last couple of kills, make this round as expensive as possible. Body, does he walk straight into this one? Yeah, further damage, and that's really going to hurt the economy.
Oh, he even turns into Exercise as well. Lovely triple. Another round taken by T-side line. Appropriate stuff. Taking a while to get going on the Endpoint side, but we've seen this so many times before, right? They get that one round, try and immediately back in for the Heat camp. So it's not like they're out of the woods just yet, especially when they don't have the true weapons to work with. Heat, they do though. Guns out, AWP, the M4s, the SMG, CZ again. A deadly round that Heat have won with.
Oh, I was going to say, Jay, I'm actually not that concerned if it's a more so limited buy, because Heat have done it and proved us wrong in so many occasions. Even Afro is waiting to see if he can get another AWP v AWP duel.
Oh, Surreal peeks it, but Afro misses the shot. Looked like it was right on though. He's got the balls to go for that kind of a play because it's been so successful for him so far. Not top fragger, but it feels like he is.
He's been very confident and very successful in opening man advantages, trying to get the success in opening duels, flash up, even spot Kirby and catch off Crucial. I'm loving the util on the aggressive pings towards that short water control.
There's the true top fragger and Lucky getting a kill, double dipping as well. MiGHTYMAX got the trade earlier, so it doesn't lead to a man advantage, but there's one player in Kirby that's hearing those footsteps rotating away. If he gets Exercise at point blank, that could be the rotate that Endpoint need. He would have heard those footsteps, and it's only an MP9 here.
Trying to pick up the smoke. Got to be careful about a reposition, and Kirby knows he's got to catch a timing on this.
Lean in, the smoke is thrown, perfect chance to get the kill, but neither player walks away with it. Both players tag so heavily, and backup's on the way for Heat.
That's it. I don't think Endpoint end up at B now. That was the only chance in which if an opening kill gets gained, if they're able to staunch it open, they're going to boost again.
Yeah, he's in trouble, but he gets away with it. Lucky pull off. Exercise finally chimes in, brings back to evens. And now the HP advantage can set in for Heat, but MiGHTYMAX lurking out. Afro with the knife pulled out, overwhelmed. Unable to get any lucky shots this time. The AWP's going to play Overwatch as the bomb commits towards the dive plant. Surreal's got the kill on towards Body. And Endpoint finding the spring in their step at last.
And just finding more comfortability, I think, Jay, in the mid-round. Just making sure they're not getting over-scrambled or maybe some miscoms. And you can see there for Endpoint, the idea is to make Kirby that playmaker. If he gets a kill on B, the bomb ends up. If not, you start cancelling. And I like, too, the patience that as soon as he gets re-smoked, he doesn't try again. He knows he's in a very difficult duel if he faces forward into that MP9. You've tried your opportunity. It hasn't come. Start working the A site. And knowing that even MiGHTYMAX was low, that he still finds that kill that opens it up completely and deals with Afro. That's a vital pick in the round.
Yeah, the double that opened it up in general. Endpoint looking good. 4 rounds to their board. Of course, it hasn't been that way for the entire matchup, to say the least. They're looking good for now, and that's what's important, to carry that forward off the back of the force buy as well. We'll have exercises AK, and that'll be about it for HEET, I'd imagine. There's not really any real investment room for them.
And we know that the core trio of MiGHTYMAX, Surreal, and Crucial have played nearly 750 maps together, Jay, spanning over 2.5 years. So knowing you've got an opportunity to play on LAN again, knowing you've got another opportunity of trying to qualify to Pro League, looking at those 3 individuals is going to be very important.
At the same time, though, Endpoint have always been defined by players like Flamesy, for example.
Some of the extras.
Messi. So maybe this core is just a support system to bring up stars. Maybe Kirby could be the next one of them. That's all to be decided in the distant future. For now, as you mentioned, Endpoint's first match on the way back into the Pro League. It's been a couple of seasons since we've seen them in the Pro League itself. Much more difficult run for them to take. Oh, and not a great boost up for Kirby there. So much for setting up the stars, right?
Yeah, a fair amount of information being heard off of that one too. A couple of spams going both ways. MiGHTYMAX trying to see if he can think about a walk-in contact to that monster position again. You've got a couple of players close on that left-hand side of the monster wall. That Deagle in a good position too.
Lucky about to turn face as well. Smokes down, Max pops down, gets that headshot exercise with a quick trade. 2 more to find on the short control, and Crucial says otherwise. 4 on 3, making it 2 for Surreal. Afro and Jocko, no main weapons to work with on this retake.
Definitely a slow start from Endpoint at the beginning of this half, but grinding their way back into it. And they've had to work very hard on their T side to make it even to 5. Any more than that, and I think you could actually look at being a pretty successful first half, because, again, the issue that we do have with HEET is the lack of T sides. We saw it in their opening game, even this season in ECL, Season 41 up against Sprout. They had a 13-2 half from their CT side, Jay. It ended up going to overtime, and they lost it.
So any good T-side halves from Endpoint might be good enough here. Maybe they read onto it. Maybe they looked at that T-side statistic and thought, okay, well, maybe we might start off on T-side, but as soon as we get to the CT half, that's where we take control. 5 rounds to their board, 3 in a row. Covering the situation. Endpoint. Not a lot of cash against them to invest. Again, HEET don't have the options to go for the force invest. A half buy much more appropriate here.
And we know that for Endpoint came through the ESL Premiership, the UK division, and just knowing the fact that they've won 7 titles in a row, 9 titles in general, we'll probably see them in conference quite frequently, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'd imagine so too. Of course, the next step up for them to get into Pro League. Last time they were in Pro League, they just won ESEA Premier at the time. So it's a much difficult road back in for Endpoint. And their main thing is, can they find what's within them to make that extra step? Can they go through the national championships or the ECL and then go towards this conference and finally make the spot happen? 2 victories to take here in this bracket, and so far it is currently going their way in terms of the match itself. Jocko's Deagle was making damage, and Body's caught the man advantage. Okay, now they're in trouble, and NertZ brings it back to a 2-on-2.
Hey, without a doubt, Jocko's one of the best Deagle players in all of Tier 2 CS. Anytime you see him on an eco, you know it could be an expensive round. The issue is now, can they make it more expensive in the 2v2? At least Jocko's got armor.
And he's got the utility as well that's dropped off the dead bodies of Endpoint. MiGHTYMAX being careful about this, though, as NertZ peeks in towards Body, gets a double up and opens the A site, but it might all be a ruse here. Jocko on the wraparound will consider going for the retake. He's not going to lose anything because he's going to have a buy into round 15 anyway. Imagine that Max will start peeking in towards that B site. Got NertZ watching around the heaven area. Seen and sprayed. That's a triple for the man. There we go. 6 to the board of Endpoint, and you were right. Very awkward start for them, but they're going now, and they're going like the clappers.
And NertZ being the highest rated player in Endpoint for the last 3 months on Overpass, averaging a 1.12 rating in only the 4 maps that we've seen from them. Again, this is a side that we haven't seen play an official for 8 weeks. So when we typically look at the stats in the last 3 months, it is a much smaller sample size. Endpoint have only played 32 maps, whereas HEET, 48.
Again, Endpoint used to be the grinders, not so much anymore. Onerous of HEET more than anything else. That's take the honours of his own right, get another kill to his name. Jocko caught, leaning in for more. The AWP of Afro not quite hitting his shots anymore, not getting many more chances, peeking into the AWP of the T side, and now NertZ will try to look for the punish. Leg down, low HP, strays awkward, but it comes together in the end. A 5-on-3 now.
Now, obviously a really important kill to make sure that that AWP is dealt with. Body's quick on the rotate up towards that pizza position. Lucky trying to get into position 2, but overall for Endpoint, they've still got so much time to work with, and a 5v3.
Body's watching angle, crosses with the knife out, leans in towards mid, aware of the player in bathrooms. Is he aware of Crucial right behind him though? Both entryways covered by these two. Footsteps, flashbang, keeping him blind. Crucial leans around, looks for the shot, body connected towards. Now 2 left standing. Unawares of the player behind Dice, the pre-fires coming down towards that top of Bathroom's position. No one's dead yet, 40 seconds. Kirby starts to walk forward. Still sees nothing.
Ooh, this could be misdirection though, Jay. There's still a monster player that they don't know about, and that bomb's going to rotate down into Con. This could be the trap setup involved.
It all comes up to exercise. Lucky will have nothing to do with this defensive. How long does he wait? 20 seconds. If he holds, he gets the bomb carrier. He wins the round by default. Lucky's picked up though. Now he's got to stay alive. Checked by NertZ. Kill found. Max also seeing Crucial. Deals with him and ends off the half on a high. Might have been an awkward start for Endpoint, but 7 rounds on the T side is nothing to scoff at. It's their CT half after the break.
Jeez, what a result that is coming through from Endpoint. A 6-0 start from HEET where they were dominant. They weren't allowing bomb plants to go through from the Endpoint side. Felt like they had the B locks involved. Even got to 7-1 at a single moment of time. But then Endpoint started getting the resurgence back in and a massive streak to close out the half.
And a big chance now for them to turn everything around at this stage. Dwayne, it felt so awkward at the start, but it's all starting to come up Endpoint here. 8-7 still holds the lead for the HEET side at the turn of the half. A lot of work to be done, but it is that CT half now for them. How much faith can we put in that?
Oh, quite a bit, to be honest. I mean, we even saw that for HEET, they took on Skade in the lower bracket round 2 game in the ESL Challenger Valencia EU qualifiers. Overpass was Skade's map pick. We saw HEET go 10-5 on their city side, get into the second half, and just not quite get the ball rolling. Only 4 rounds got gained, and that was the game that eliminated them, despite the chances of perhaps going to Valencia.
No elimination up to this particular stage here, Dweg, so a little bit extra lifeline in that sense. Not quite as high stakes sat in the second half, but important nonetheless. Again, in the upper bracket, you win this game, you win your next game, you're in the Pro League, and that's what they're all playing for here. Second half going live, Crucial taking the mid control, the solo A defensive, hard stack towards the B side for Endpoint.
Hey, we saw something similar for what HEET did in their opening pistol. This time around, it's a little bit more aggressive on the spotter. Crucial now catching information, falling back towards that divided position, continuing to get hunted down. This is still pacing by HEET.
Diving out of the way and continuing to tap on to that T-side position. Not quite hitting a shot still. Falling back out of position as Kirby takes the onus of the B defensive. At least the first contact of it. Afro might give up the ghost here at short pipe. Slowly walking to prod. And there's the shot that connects first. Not quite the kill.
Yeah, doesn't want to risk losing all of that utility. Wants to be careful about how he takes that duel outside of the monster control. And for Endpoint, that is a slight lack of information. That could be them having that realization that it's a lurk play involved. What they don't know is it's a regroup. And it's the bomb that's following outside of Monster 2.
Yeah, working inland alongside Afro's utility, took that damage and can't afford to go for another aggressive face without Kevlar, with P250. That might have to get picked up by somebody else here.
Jeez, there's a lot of A players too.
Yeah, Body, first man up, the double boost in Kirby. Watching and waiting. Flashbang to the face, may have been seen with the cross. Indeed, they'll goosh him down to 13 HP. The smoke set towards heaven, the bomb should get planted. They might even boost exercise up here as well.
Oh, I like this. This is really good for the post plant. And he's continuing to aggress.
Checking the corner, Kirby sees him first, but Exercise with the HP advantage gets the man advantage now for the HEET side. Body and Jocko working in, NertZ caught, Crucial gets that one trade, but Surreal's dropped all the same. So it's always Crucial and MiGHTYMAX, now just Crucial alone in yet another clutch scenario. Gets that one headshot on Body at least, but the backstab inbound from heaven, continuous angles held by the HEET side, and now Exercise looks for his next one. Indeed, he'll get it, the double up. Afro takes it, and it will be the pistol for HEET.
Yeah, what a round coming through there from HEET. And again, we talk about some of the unorthodox abilities. We saw it with the double boost on the city side outside of B. That time around, you think, okay, Exercise is going to get boosted up. He might play on the other side of the smoke, try and stall it out. No, he's just aggressive, mate. He's just getting in their face.
A play that Endpoint weren't expecting, Kirby most especially. Was aided by the fact that, of course, it was 13 HP in that exchange, so it was going to be easy for the block regardless. Endpoint not quite as conservative with their second round investment. Deagle's out, Kevlar in, Scout Crucial, spotted first and becoming the first casualty.
And that's the issue when you go that aggressive, is if you're not finding impact and you don't have a teammate around you, you're just going to be a goner. They're going to hunt you down. We saw HEET bring that pace in the last round towards the top of that party area. And now that they can just slow it in, they've got MiGHTYMAX as the only B player right now for Endpoint. And for HEET, even though it wasn't the most successful first half when you think about the situation they were in, if they get off to a good start again, it's like replicating.
Now 2 out towards this long position. Size, that jump base and get dealt with by Kirby. Decent Deagle, NertZ by sacrifice, and Kirby will not be able to make it work for him. So 4-on-2 for the HEET side. Decent effort there from Endpoint on the crossfire, but ultimately not coming up successful. That firepower differential, way too much to handle.
That's actually a sick hold from Afro, because if he doesn't keep trade fragging, then that round could get really out of order with the aggressive stance. At least you've got 2 players on A. This is a good read by Endpoint.
That nade towards Body could have been a little bit deeper, and maybe it would have landed to the kill to make it manageable for these 2 Deagles, but not to be in this case. So he will press the issue regardless. 1 bullet's all he needs to connect, and he'll miss it. There's the little kill. Max left alone, also on the A site, so lucky him, he's being faced by all players of HEET. 20 seconds to get a quadra clutch. He's waiting until the very last second to take contact. 1 and 2 found, okay! Damage done to Afro, not enough to get the kill itself. 19 HP, just shot to the shoulder in this case. He stays alive for the round.
A decent effort there for Max, but not just enough. And now that HEET have got to double digits, now that they've defeated the Force Buy, I think it's a very good moment to introduce that there's a losing streak on the table here for HEET on this map of Overpass. 4 losses in a row. What a way to be able to end your losing streak than to do it on an opponent's map pick.
Would make a lot of sense in context, though, with Endpoint still not being fully established, essentially, with this lineup. They themselves might not know what they're capable of. Here on this map, it's being proven once again, HEET in control of this. Harsh eco for Endpoint, and the USP's out. Might catch Jocko if he's not careful. The Molotov sent in though. Should line up a couple of kills. Lucky's already got 1. Surreal burns. Cruise is down. MiGHTYMAX is down. Easy stuff. 11-7 now for the guns for Endpoint. This will be do or die. This will be their first big chance to get back into the CT side.
French scene on the up as well in some of the lower divisions. I think in the past we've had guys like the Heretics and the Dice, a few of the LDLC white logos we used to have back in the day. And now we've obviously got both HEET and Falcons trying to compete here in the conference to try and get that spot in Pro League, and that could be massive.
Big week for French CS, perhaps.
It really could be, in all honesty.
Been a while since we've seen a French team truly on top. Chance at the Pro League to at least prove that they can hang would be at least a step in the right direction. 2 teams to try and take that chance. HEET would love to be the squad in the spotlight, though. Right now they are, again, ahead against Endpoint. The weapons are out. Early contact damage has been done to both sides. Swing out from Lucky will get the map control.
Yeah, definitely haven't seen Endpoint taking too much map control on CT side. It's been very deep and defensive in the bomb plants directly. And Jocko initializing a lot of map control up towards the top of Con, checking in towards Party. And 3 on B, mainly towards the monster side, actually, from Endpoint.
They're starting to back up on the HEET camp, though. That bomb, not willing to commit. Smoke's in the way, so Max can't swing and see him now because Body's made his way back down. Making some noise with the continuous sprays. I think that smoke might have been missed as well over at Monster.
Oh, no!
Afro looking the wrong way, but the incendiary thrown by Kirby didn't take the challenge and therefore doesn't get the kill.
Yeah, to be honest, even if that was going to be held, that incendiary was going to force him off the angle anyway. And think about a nade stack out towards that boost position, out towards the toxic barrels as well. Exercise is getting a lot of map control on A too.
They swing together, Kirby and Max Mo down 2, but Surreal has fallen in trade. Endpoint with the man advantage as Body takes the bomb out towards Monster. Max didn't see him. The flashbang forward would have spotted at least a shoulder here. Exercise is on the A site, but it's got to go for the wraparound plays. NertZ about to backstab him and realize that it's all to the B site. Exercise dealt with. So now left to the last 2 players of HEET. Afro swings up. AWP chimes in and looks out towards Graffiti in jungle. The bomb can't cross. Kirby shuts him, and it's all on Afro now in the 1v3 to get the bomb down first and foremost. Can't even pick it up. No time to get the plant and no chance to get the rounds.
Just hold on to it. Don't overpeak at all. Don't let yourself go down after time. And you could just feel there for HEET a little bit of indecisive nature, but also a lack of opportunity. You've got Exercise aggressing very far forward, up towards the right-hand side of Headshot. Nothing's being gained. There's not a pick being granted. There's not an opening chance down on A. So it comes down into a stance where, because your lurkers aren't finding that success, you're running the clock and not a lot is actually happening.
That timer being so low has come so close to biting HEET in the butt over the course of this match, and the same could be said for Endpoint as well on their T side. Speaking of the devil, tactical timeout taken by that squad. Their 3rd one in this matchup, running out of resources. HEET running out of lead though, 11-8. It has been extended by a little bit by comparison to the turn of the half. But it's just that starting point, that main round that Endpoint have gained to now catapult themselves into the rest of the match.
And I wonder if this could be a rivalry that gets rebuilt, because again, it's been 376 days since the last head-to-head, but we actually used to see quite a lot of head-to-heads between Endpoint and HEET.
I do love how you actually calculated that.
I know everything, mate.
You are bang on the money with that second point, though. We saw, like, what, 3 best-of-3s in, like, a month span or so?
Yeah, very short span of time.
Endpoint and HEET going at it in all the online cups. First time we've ever seen them on land, though. The chance available, again, to prove who was the better of that rivalry with the changes that Endpoint have made to try and throw a little bit of a blur into the mix. HEET still with the 5-man unit that they had back when they were double pony. a formula that's worked so far, and it's working for the time being. Endpoint need to throw a spanner into the works, and this will be the round to do it.
Even NertZ, very slight on the jiggle, peeks out towards his long control, not sort of wide swinging or overextending the marker. It does allow Exercise to start creeping forward. This could be a very short-range contact duel.
Lean in, catches Exercise off guard. NertZ on the long defensive. Player picked up, and Crucial watching for more. Body about to peek into him. A bit of a confident shot, a bit of a rarity for Crucial so far in this map.
It's starting to really get heated up as well. When you think about the idea that he had a slow start, was stuck on 0 kills for quite a significant portion of time, and now getting that AWP on the City side, ringing it forward. And for HEET, just a lack of anything right now. We haven't seen any HP bars being dropped, and even NertZ is continuing to make info plays at long.
Jocko trying to make an angle happen out towards the short position. The teams are starting to rotate up, and if NertZ continues with his aggression play, he might go back for the backstab. But you're right there, Tweg. HEET falling even further away from this. That's smoke. I don't know if it's about to clear here for MiGHTYMAX, but I think Jocko's going to get out of the way regardless. Take that fight, get close. Only 4 points of damage done, so they will stay in place, and Endpoint will not go for the hunt. That's 9 for the CT side. Not a lot of cash to go in for the HEET setup. I don't know if they really go for them. I mean, it is a bit of a save, so I guess the money's in an awkward place. It might be worth it for the force buy.
Yeah, they could go Galil onto Lucky and then force buy down onto Afro. It's not the most ideal situation in the world. You don't really want to be saving on T side, but I guess when you realize that NertZ has aggressed long, caught you off, and then even Crucial's found a pick towards Divider, you think about what your options are. You haven't really been able to create too much of a space out on B. There's no lurk attempt on an aggressive maneuver, so your only option is to really fall back, hold on to those weapons, and focus down on the next round. And for Endpoint, it just shows how much, I guess you could say, of a comeback has really been on here to be 1-7 down, 0-6 down, to try to keep this competitive and try and force it into a leading situation.
Only 2 away from equalizing, 3 away from gaining that lead. Endpoint indeed will be up against the force buy here for the T side, about as much as they can muster up. You mentioned the little body. Decent wallbang attempt there for Afro. Not quite work out in the end. I mean, if HEET were able to hit that, that would have been the impressive kill that starts off the round, and knowing Endpoint, I can imagine they get tilted off the back of that.
Ooh, this is an important duel. Lucky trying to work on the edge of the smoke. Doesn't have much assistance. Catches off the first. The second is there for the trade of Kirby. That's important.
Yeah, very important for him. Having the impact, matching the top frag with the CT side. MiGHTYMAX trying to get up there as well. Finds Jocko. Removes him. Leaving it to only 3 players of HEET. And that's with the 2 big rifles gone as well for the T side. The AK's out of play. The Galil and the AWP with it all to do. And even Body's low on HP. He might even pass that weapon off to Exercise. No, off to Afro instead.
And that's a very good protocol coming down onto that B site. You saw the way that MiGHTYMAX swings out quite wide to deal with that grill position of where Jocko repositions out from. And for HEET, just a little bit separate when it comes to the actual site hit and out towards that monster position. And comes down into a stance now where you're working a 3v4 without a massive amount of information. And even NertZ is holding top con.
Start to back away a little bit though. So he won't be watching out of top con, he's just holding the general angle that HEET could peek from. If they continue down mid, then they go to the A site pretty much uncontested, because even Crucial's going passive there.
Oh, he's coming back up though. This could be the spot of info.
This is all it is. Sees the wire, doesn't get a kill for it, and Exercise can trade it right back. Deagle now can upgrade to the AK, they still maintain the man advantage, and the AWP goes into his hands as a result of that. Shots ringing out, 17 seconds. Bomb's got to commit, and Kirby going for a second backstab as his teammates make their way to the back lines of the A site. That nade misses Crucial entirely. The bomb should get planted, or not. Kirby denies the round. Crucial will close the round. And it's 10 rounds up for Endpoint now.
Closing the gap. Very important backstabs coming through from that connector control. And even though it's a slight whiff, it's not quite a multi-frag that comes into NertZ. It sets up that round entirely. And you could just see there for HEET, because the time is limited and they don't have enough util, they can't plant open for bank. They can't plant truck. They don't have enough vision on the site, so they've got to go safe. And what that means is as soon as Kirby is able to come back up from connector, that bomb's going to get denied instantly.
Can I just say, sometimes HEET are hitting some real crispy shots. You think back to the Afro walk, play back over towards top T-Con, and then that kill from Exercise. Beautiful stuff. And those Deagles will be out in full force again for the HEET side. 2 of them, the 2 P250s. No Kevlar or util to back it up, so it is definitively an upgrade eco, a deco, if you will. And that's towards that mid control and the long take. It's crucial, backed up with NertZ. Seeing nothing as of right now, they're back up passively.
Yeah, Overpass in the last 3 months having a round win percentage of 38.1 on the T side from HEET. Always been a side in which they've struggled with, and knowing now that Endpoint are 1 round away from tying up the scoreline and you're up on the anti-eco, this is theirs for the taking.
A minute to go on round 22. Incendiary set up to try and deny control for HEET. The AWP will swing in to try to have an advantage for them. Takes a deep back, almost loses his life, but NertZ lines up those two, takes a lot less damage, has the bomb, has Jocko's life the same. Maybe be able to get 4 and 5 at this stage. You're going all the way aggressive in body. Might not be aware of it. Neither might Afro. There's the shot from Crucial. Connects on to the penultimate T-side player and the last player as well. So 11-all. Endpoint now equal against HEET. The one achievement they've been hunting for this entire map long since the word go. Down 6-0 at the very beginning of things to allow HEET to take control at the back of that. In this half, though, hasn't been quite as successful. Only the pistol and the conversions being won by the Frenchmen. So Endpoint been in control for the last 4 rounds in a row. Their chance to usurp the HEET side.
In saying that, the job's not done yet, though. And this is where Endpoint have got to focus. Yeah, they've worked hard to force it back to 11-11, but there's a further stretch. And knowing that HEET are back onto the rifles, any sort of punishment, and they'll be there for it.
There's NertZ quite much too. An exercise says, no thank you, sir. Get on your treadmill. Get out of here.
That was quick. That was very pacey in from HEET. And just knowing that you've got an aggressive party setup like that involved for NertZ, that pace just not being able to find the response of the initial 1v1. And Crucial now backing off. The A-side players are starting to slowly creep in and around the bathrooms.
And the AWP still holding his angle. Yeah, he backed away watching that A-site. Molotov's at the ready to go for the execution. It has gone quiet though. HEET giving nothing away for the Endpoint. They have got one player accounting for that long position, but MiGHTYMAX is trying to play double duty in case he has to support that mid control. Kirby's also watching from the bathrooms. They have to get deep into the site to face him. They spray through and body jiggle, peeks the headshot, jump face to get the info out and double up the stage. The AWP Crucial now got a lot of work to do, and he only gets 1 kill for his trouble. Surreal's out of this round.
Oh, that's a specialty. That is one hell of a round for body. And you could feel as if that crossfire is not being broken. When you've got 3 players on A like that, it was looking like it was rock solid. And instead, body, with the slightest of jiggles, just domes 2. Lucky even on the post plant right is catching off the lurk, making sure that no weapons stay in play. And this is what I'm talking about, Jay. The job is not done just when you get to a tied up scoreline. Look at what HEET do. They decimated them in that round.
Yeah, Endpoint went heavily aggressive in the mid control. You're right, body was ready for it. 1 player on site dealt with, 2 more overwhelmed on the mid control. Just like that. Endpoint are back on the back foot. Their main chance to take the lead has been snatched away from them. But they have this by into round 24. The AWP watching with a shot. The M4 now got to step up for NertZ, and indeed, the double up happens. The bomb getting dropped. More T-side players about to feed themselves to the crossfire, and NertZ continues to hold his own. Afro finally trades with the AWP, but he's got to get that 2nd kill on Crucial, who falls back off the back of that flashbang.
And needed to keep fighting just to get that bomb control back. And for NertZ, he's having one hell of a game. I think he's definitely, without a doubt, been the impact player from Endpoint in so many situations, and he's leading by example.
Smokes down to suppress Lucky here over on the other side of the map. Bomb will get picked up, and Afro will think to make his way over to that B site. But they're being careful about this. HEET don't know where Endpoint is set up. There's such little info. They could be right around this corner, and Afro wouldn't have an idea, so he's got to check it. It's be a very slow 46 seconds in the remaining of the round.
Endpoint only survived 3 best-of-3s in the last season of Conference, Jay. Beating Eternal Fire in their first game, losing to Godsend, and then losing to Sprout. All 3 of those best-of-3s going the distance of 3 maps.
Great nade damage onto Lucky here. Underarm lob from Max. Caught off with the flashbang. Sprays through, still gets the kill for it. Flash faded in time, and Afro knows that he can't make anything happen in this round. Might even get hunted back at Monster here. But he'll save. It looks like he'll get away with it. At 12-all, Endpoint are back in the game once again. A 2nd lifeline to take that lead here. But it's like you said, Dwayne, job's not over.
And that has got to be so much more of a positive feeling coming through from NertZ, knowing that he went aggressive party last round, got domed, just I don't want to say lost the round for his team, but went for something so risky, and because it doesn't pay off, it had ramifications. That time around, he's got someone with him. He's got a dual setup towards that long control, and they found so much success with it.
Very good shooting from Crucial. Again, at a point it was 007 in this map up, and now it's come up to 14 frags, only 2 behind Kierby. Only 7 behind NertZ, who's been the real star of the show for Endpoint, of course, was playing off the back of Crucial's frags himself. And there's another good kill for the AWP. Afro caught first and foremost. I think they were trying for the tower boost, and I think Crucial read it.
Yeah, very well achieved. And that's a really important kill. Jocko trying to see if he could find the response in towards Connector, but missed opportunity perhaps.
Straight through from Lucky, gets the trade back on Max, aggressing. Sure, water control dropped and out of the round. Line sprays from Jocko, hoping for a lucky headshot. Didn't quite work for him though. NertZ will make his way out into the midst of the connector door smokes. Doesn't see anything though. The T's are backed away. Jocko's going to be the main focus here.
And they don't know about the lurk towards the top of party, and NertZ just catches a great timing to be able to reposition, get the frag, but get out to safety, not get traded in that position at all.
Yeah, smart call to fall away because there was a peek coming in from body. All up on his back. Seen how good he's been with his peak so far in these latest few rounds. And the CTs in general just reorganizing themselves to go very deep into the bomb sites themselves. Back passive on B, only at the entrance towards long on A. You're going to have to extend quite far to get control.
And decent setup now for Endpoint on A. They've got Kierby into that long cubby quarter, and then just the AWP is the spotter for information. Jumping up from APC, the shot not quite coming through, but info there.
Good effort, Crucial with the smoke down to immediately suppress that player and start jump facing in towards mid. Don't know if he caught a glimpse of Lucky right there, but he's accounted for it as if he has. Missing the window on the kill shot. There's exercise to drop. 2 left, body chiming in. Trying to get something through the smoke, but Flash is keeping everybody blind here. Finally spotted, but the shot's too far off. And Lucky left alone that Lucky gets that first. Not enough time to get 2, 3, and 4. And he won't even get past that second frag. So Endpoint, at last, they are in the lead on Overpass.
Good setup coming down to that A site. Just the jump spot towards APC, catches the long player out, and then from that point onwards, it's just a stalling of time. You've got the re-smoke that goes down towards the bottom of long position. Body then knows he can't really re-aggress this. He's got to hope that space and chances are going to be granted from the players in Divider or the bathrooms, because it's not up to him to make the continuous entry towards the site.
Half buy for HEET. Tech 9s and P250s with a bit of Kevlar and utility here and there. Might be the set piece into the B site. MiGHTYMAX is sorry to deal with it though. That nade's fantastic. That's forward, Jocko caught, continuous sprays, don't get anything from Max. The smoke will start to clear, and now the USB's pulled out for it. Surreal's also got him backed up and gets his triple, mows down the pistols. No bomb plant for HEET, and a massive confidence builder for Endpoint.
And just knowing that was the set piece with the bridge smoke that comes through, out to the short sandbags as well. And for MiGHTYMAX, you're not going to get blinded off of that. All those flashes are going high over the top of that monster position. So because he's aggressive and he's playing behind the smoke, he is not getting hit by anything. No underhand flash to deal with anyone aggressive in that sort of stance, and that is a very good crossfire being set between Max, Surreal, who is a little bit further back, and then Kierby on B.
And how the dynamics have changed. It was Endpoint that were a little bit more concerned about their situation. You take a look at what the HEET side looked like, and it's the polar opposite. Tactical called in for HEET, their 3rd one of the game. They have their guns out here as well against the Endpoint side. AWP seemingly on Afro's part. So there will be that. He have that little bit of an advantage. The AKs that will come out, the guns that they'll need to try and stop Endpoint from getting to map point. Because with the way the economy looks for the T side, it looks like map point may be map win.
Yeah, it definitely feels as if HEET have not been able to adjust enough on their T side in previous history coming into an event like this, and now it starts giving me glimpses of other teams just continuing to punish pick Overpass against them for this reason of their T side.
Endpoint have punished them so far on the second half. Bomb about to lean in first towards Monster, but I hope that MiGHTYMAX misses a spray. players out there. Caught on rotation for Lucky here. He's in short already. NertZ caught. Surreal frag back. MiGHTYMAX gets 2 on the turn though. Needs back up desperately. Turns on towards short. Incendiary taps the LAVP and gets Afro to fall the same. So an advantage gained by Endpoint despite the fantastic entries that Lucky had gained. It looks to all be in vain.
That lovely sequence coming out from Max playing behind that pillar position, and he needed to show up. A double entry gets granted out from Lucky, who's playing in towards short water. That means Max was the last defender of that B side, and now that he's held for so long, he's got relocation of teammates.
He's got the bomb and everything. The crossfire locked for Endpoint. The 3-man unit ready to trade off contact. MiGHTYMAX spraying through against Exercise, who's got to be the damage dealer here. The high HP individual, and just nothing can get gain off his peak. Kierby with the frag. And Lucky on for the ace. Stella in his short control. Now got to be Stella on the clutch. AWP of Crucial watching the backstab. Might get caught off guard. No, he's coming away. Spray towards Kierby. Kill found. 1v1's being offered up. But ultimately the ESP is good enough for Crucial. Map point for Endpoint. And to think as well, we started off this whole map by saying Endpoint, it's not looking good. Well, they are now.
Yeah, they've really been able to turn it around in the second half without a doubt. And we think about the early start that HEET had in the first half and in the second from the pistol rounds. When it's come to the majority of the rifle rounds, it's been ugly and it has not been successful. And you just feel there for Lucky, how much more could he have really offered in that round? He gets a double entry towards short, even manages a 3K, and it's still not enough. Needed more assistance from some of his monster players.
Final tactical called in by HEET. Max loss bonus into this map point buy. Let's see what they get. Galil's on 2, AK on 1. AWP will be impossible, obviously. Afro sacrificing his bank account for the sake of that. Guns pulled up. Very tense round for HEET. They have been able to do more with less, to their credit. The Endpoint side are in control. Crucial's orb already ringing out across Overpass. Its connectors taken by HEET.
Yeah, in saying that though, Jay, we saw it more on their City side than their T side with these sort of buys. And NertZ getting aggressive up towards a long position. He's got Crucial at least selling the distraction and holding down from that divider position. And you've just got to have that indication that, especially out towards long, NertZ could be on for a multi-frag again.
NertZ watching careful. Behind the rock and tree, making his way up to the closer rock on long. Crucial backing off, providing no support to the top fragger of Endpoint. Afro's Deagle first to face, shoulder seen. Spray comes up and he's also first to fall. Orp now watching in bathrooms, missed the bolt on the first player out at divider. Smoke set, and now he looks towards mid. Perfect flash, keeps Crucial blind, and backed away into the center of the site. Incendiary stall. And back up on the way in towards backstab and back lines. They stall it. They slow down for HEET.
Oh, they've got no idea about Kierby. They know that NertZ was the long player, but they don't know about him, and HEET are running out of time.
And Jocko gets that trade. NertZ, however, backstab in mid, gets exercised. Controls the man advantage for Endpoint. Surreal extends it. Body and Jocko, last 2 players sandwiched by the CT forces. That bomb's still in bathrooms, and Crucial's not missing anymore. It's Body in a 1v4. Bodying the Endpoint side at certain points in this map, but not in this round, doesn't feel like. 15 seconds. NertZ spots him and gets the headshot. 16-12 for Endpoint. The most awkward start in the world for them here in the Pro League Conference, but it's worked out to get map 1 their pick.
That's a very impressive result coming through from Endpoint. And just to dig a little bit deeper on it, Jay, 0-6, 1-7 down. It looked to be drastic. That drastic changes needed to be achieved if they wanted to get a good result, at least come the half. But got into that second half, I think their rifle rounds were very on point, some very good protocols. And overall, we saw some glimpses of Kierby, but we saw a lot of good stuff from NertZ.